Okay, we are going to go through test training for freshmen and sophomore proctors and monitors. Testing is next Wednesday, October 9th. Important to note, the freshmen and sophomores are taking a pre-ACT. It's an online digital practice test. The students will be here from 8 to about 11-ish. That is the earliest that we will dismiss. They need their Chromebooks. They receive messages today about what they needed to bring, and a fully charged Chromebook was one of the things. Obviously, we will also have loaners available should they need them. Freshmen and sophomores will log onto the Chromebook as they normally do every day. They'll go to this website here and use the sign in with Google button. Juniors are going to be taking an ACT provided practice ACT or pre-ACT. These are kind of the guidelines for timing and item numbers for each of the practice, or the pre-ACT 9 and the pre-ACT 10. As you can see, it's much shorter than an ACT in general. So this is the web page that students will go to. They will click the sign in with Google button. If they were here last year, so all of our sophomores, most of them at least, already have a sign-in, and when they log in, their screen will look just a skosh different than what the freshman screens will look like. So nobody has to enter an email or a password. They're just going to sign in with Google. When they do sign in, this is kind of what the dashboard looks like for them. What they will do is click this assessments button right here on the left-hand side, which will bring up a page that looks like this. They will see that they have 4 upcoming assessments, and right here you can see that it's not unlocked yet. There are times when each one of these sections will be unlocked, so the students can't progress faster through the test than we want them to. Again, this is a new test format, of course. Why should we stick with anything that we've been doing for a long time? It's a pre-ACT, so the state awarded the testing contract to ACT. We will be using ACT-based exams for the next 6 years. Again, it is digital. Horizon does have these practice tests that mimic the format that students will see in the spring when they take the ACT-provided pre-ACT. Total testing time for a standard room is about 2 hours and 10 minutes with a 15-minute break in there. Dismissal time, important to note, standard time rooms will be dismissed close to 11 o'clock, not before, but pretty close to 11. Time and a half rooms at about 11:40, and any text-to-speech triple time rooms at 11:45. Now, the only students that have triple time are juniors. We don't have that built into Horizon, but in the spring, I believe that any student who needs text-to-speech will automatically be given triple time on the real pre-ACT. So anyway, no freshmen and sophomores. If you are a proctor for a freshman and sophomore extended time room, none of those rooms have triple time associated with it. But again, we will not dismiss before 11 no matter how early students get done. Here's a schedule at a glance for standard time. Again, we have plenty of time. You'll notice that students will be finishing up. If you follow this, the students will get done with that science test around 10:40, so you have about 20 minutes to play around with. Again, we're not dismissing them until 11. There's not going to be an announcement. I'll probably send out an email like I normally do, but pretty much knowing that we're going to go at 11 for all classes. And if you have a time and a half room, again, that room is going to be done at about 11:40. So it's not tremendously longer than regular standard time, just a little bit. They just get a little bit more time there. All right, Horizon Education Tests. Again, this is a platform that we've been using for the past several years. Remember, Horizon is a website. It's not like that secure testing portal or kiosk like the kids go into to take like a Mastery Manager test or something. It is a website, so please, make sure that you're taking a peek that they're still on just the Horizon page, not, bopping around anywhere else while they're in the middle of taking tests. Students, again, were sent, they had the presentation in Lamont time Wednesday, and parents were sent information about the test as well. There is an FAQ page that was part of that presentation, and parents got that information too. Test sections will be unlocked as the morning progresses. It's already built in there. I set all of those times. So when you see on that test schedule about when you're going to be starting, say, the math test, it won't be open earlier than the time that is on the test schedule. So even if students get through the English test faster than the 30 minutes that they get to take, they won't be able to get into the math test or any of the other tests until they're scheduled to be unlocked. So your responsibilities, I'll be here early. Usually I'm ready to go by 7:30. They're not going to have a ton of stuff to pick up, but you will have a test box with a roster and sort of the normal materials in there. You'll assign students to their seats. You'll take attendance. You'll assist with any issues in the Chromebooks. Usually we don't have any. Again, though, we will have loaners available. You can also email the help desk if you have any problems. You'll have a timer. Even though the Horizon test does have a timer built in, I want you to set your timer so that you can kind of gauge about when students should be done, so that you know when to read the next set of instructions before they start the test. You will have a script that will sort of walk kids through each section of the test, just like they will have in the spring for the pre-ACT. As students are once they complete a section, it's recommended that you just tell them to close their lids so that you know that they're done, so you can kind of do a quick scan around the room and see whether or not kids are finished testing. And then when you're done, you can turn that box back to me in Citgo if you're done at 10:40, and you don't need to wait until 11 to bring me your stuff if you want to zoom out of here when kids are dismissed at 11. You already have the draft of assignments. I think I shared that with you guys on Monday. If you didn't, I've gotten a couple of emails about some issues. Just make sure you take a peek at that schedule again. As things change, you could be moved around. Probably not from one test to the next, but if your monitor is going to be gone, I might move somebody there. If I know a proctor's out, again, we'll move people around as necessary. And just to remind you, we use these test results from fall to fall for student growth for the para piece of evaluation. So it's important that kids take them seriously, and that you sort of let them know that these test results are kind of a precursor, a predictor for what they might be performing in the spring, and they can use them as growth goals. Sophomores, again, have used Horizon before. Again, in not PLC, in Lamont time, students were kind of introduced to what the Horizon site looks like, and some of them were able to get in and log on and already see, the site's live, so they can hit that sign up with Google button and at least get into their individual site, but they're not able to do anything just yet. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me or Kelly an email. We are here to help, and appreciate all that you guys do to make everything super successful whenever we do these tests.